Hey guys, it's Greg here coming to you with another Fundrise video. Today we're going to be going over an acquisition that Fundrise made for the Interval Fund, Pender Woods, South Carolina. It's a single family rental development that's coming up that Fundrise is invested in. Before we get started, please make sure to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Getting these videos up there is really cool, really important, and just getting the word out on Fundrise itself and this channel really does help. And if you do like what you see by the end of this, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. You get to see videos like this, new information coming out weekly, a couple times a week hopefully from me. I do a weekly update on my channel of just how the portfolio is going and a couple different things. I have a couple different projects in the mix here that are on my channel. So again, if you want to see it, and also this is going to be part of a scrolling video library of different acquisitions that Fundrise has made. So if you want to go through and kind of look at a couple different ones and pick and choose, be more than welcome to do that. So without further ado, we're just going to get started here. So like I said, Pender Woods, single family rental in Summerville, South Carolina. Looks like they've bought 6 of them so far. It's part of their value add, and they've invested about 1.7, just shy of that, $1.663 million, and it's part of their Sunbelt portfolio, and we'll go over that in a little bit, but just know that it's part of their Sunbelt portfolio, and it looks like the interval fund was the bulk of that, 90% of it, almost $1.5 million invested, with the growth E-REIT 7 being 10% of this as well at $166,000. So it looks like they bought this on September 24th, and we'll just go through and look at some of the pictures here. This is just the front of a house that the same home builder has made, just to kind of give you an idea of what's going to be going in here, and the inside and the floor plan on that, and what the kitchen looks like in a house comparable to this, and look the backyard looks like as well. So we'll get into the thesis and everything that goes with this. Fundrise likes to make a new page for every property that they purchase, which I don't blame them. It's great to get this information out there so that you as an investor can make educated decisions on if you want to get involved with something like the interval portfolio, or if you have more money in here, like say I think it's like $5,000, you can start deciding, oh, I want to invest just in a growth or a value or something like that. But lucky for us, when you're starting out with like $10, which you can start out with just $10, your money gets automatically invested in an interval fund, and you don't have to worry about it because they're putting in great properties into that fund. I've been seeing multiple every week, so it's just been growing at a really nice pace. So we're just going to go into here. So they've said we've invested roughly $1.7 million to acquire 6 brand new single-family homes within the Pender Woods community of Summerville, South Carolina, with plans to acquire a total of, 200 rental homes in the community over roughly the next 2 years. Summerville is part of the greater Charleston metro area, about 45 minutes northwest of downtown. At a strategic level, this investment fits within our affordable price Sunbelt apartment rental housing thesis, like I said before. For millennials, retirees, a broad group of Americans are making part of a migration from the northern states down into these southern states over the past decade. It's driving continued demand for well-priced, well-located real estate and supporting steady returns for disciplined investors. And when they say disciplined investors, they mean not the people that are just kind of throwing money in and taking it out right away, like every month or so. Now, this is, you're looking at that 3, 5, 10-year plan of just keeping money in and letting it grow at a steady pace. So as we they're showing here, I was going to say, as they reiterated in their third quarter performance for investors, what they're saying here, they've seen this further accelerate from the pandemic. Remote work is being more, and people just are staying home. They're working from home. They kind of want a comfy space. This kind of allows that, so that they have a little bit extra space just to kind of be there instead of just in a cramped apartment or inside like a busy metro area. They can be out in the burbs and just be comfortable. So they say lower living costs and things like that. They all kind of do that, and this is why they're investing in a property or location such as this. So this acquisition was made by a joint venture between two Fundrise sponsored funds, the Interval Fund with the 1.497 and the Growth E-REIT 7, which put in 166. So this strategy, like I said on that first page, is part of the value add. You can see in the chart it goes up, so a little bit more risk, a little bit more return. Moderate to high risk return profile, and it looks like they're going to be going several months to a year for expected timing and delay of returns, and the expected source of returns is just growth with some income. So you're going to be getting that rental income that comes from this, but then eventually down the line you're probably going to see them start selling these out. So the business plan, by acquiring brand new vacant homes in batches, so they started with that 6, leasing them up ourselves to assemble a stabilized community, we intend to get a better price and therefore a better potential return than if we had purchased a finished product. So our initial investment at Pender Woods is an all-cash purchase of 6 finished homes within the community, which is still under construction. Our intent is to acquire and lease up in additional batches of roughly 8 homes per month. So you're looking at 200 homes here coming down at 8 houses a month. So you can kind of see how long it's going to take for this to kind of come to fruition. It's going to be multiple years that they're going to be in this. So this is a phased buying structure, should limit and much more efficient deployment of investor capital. So they're looking at doing it in just tranches of 8 at a time. So that money you're going to just see invested in every month. They're going to be getting 8 homes, and it's just going to be slowly doing it instead of them having to acquire them all at one time when it's all finished. So instead of that capital and that money going in and you're not going to be seeing any return till it's done, this way it's just going to be slowly incrementing higher each month, which I think is smart. So our intent with this is, and other investments in single-family rental home communities, is to be a long-term investor building a scaled portfolio, generates consistent rental income, while at the same time being positioned to capture what we believe will be outsized price appreciation thanks to demographic factors driving demand across the whole Sun Belt. So while the properties, of course, look different than multifamily apartments, the underlying investment thesis is ultimately very similar. So they're saying basically instead of buying a whole apartment building, we're buying 200 properties on a little bit on much more acreage than an apartment building, but they're making it so that they're buying the whole community. So in essence, it's like an oversized apartment building, but just with houses. So we have engaged in a leading property manager, single-family community. We expect the aggregate purchase price of all 200 homes in our completed community will be roughly $55.1 million. While we acquired the homes in an all-cash transaction, we intend to use portfolio-level financing, which they do for most of these. If you go back to my other videos, I pretty much say the same thing about that. So eventually, you're just going to see financing go into this and not just the money from our fund. They'll be pulling money out and putting in financing with the aim of increasing expected returns and freeing up cash to deploy elsewhere so that they can keep buying different properties in all cash that we are investing in. So why did they invest? So in 2017, Charleston surpassed Columbia as the most populous city in South Carolina, while Summerville is the northwestern neighbor of Charleston, where Pender Woods is located, was found by the U.S. Census to be the state's 7th largest city. Overall, Charleston metro area contains 5 of South Carolina's 10 largest towns and cities, some of which grew as much as 33% over the past decade. And again, like I said earlier, social distancing friendly. They just feel that, having a home on a little bit of acreage there, a little separation between the houses, it just makes it attractive to renters seeking that, additional social distancing and just their own private area. Don't have to worry about noise because, you have a little separate area in the house. Institutional quality asset, so the deal structured us to allow us to acquire tranches of homes in regular batches throughout the year directly from a nationally recognized home builder. Once our investment in the 2,200 homes is complete, we will have added an additional quality asset of ready-to-rent homes to our portfolio consisting entirely of brand new construction. Except, when we're at the end of it, they're going to have a couple-year-old, but that's still pretty new and pretty awesome. I've seen a lot of these come into the interval fund portfolio, and I have to say I love the idea. I do have a video that I made last week or the week before about, they actually, I think it was last week, because down here, previous updates, single family rentals explained, they go over that, and I go over that with you in the videos. If you just want to go check my channel, and again, this is a reason to subscribe, guys. Hint, hint. That they go over why they do this kind of investing and why it makes sense. So you're starting to see down south a lot of communities like this that are just full on rentals instead of people buying it. So there's some pluses and minuses on that in a investor strategy and also as the consumer. But for an investor, this is great, So what do you guys think? Let me know down below what your thoughts are on what I'm talking about there with rental communities, and tell me what you guys think about this. And if you live in the Charleston area or the Somerville area, does this sound nice to you of a place to go? So, like I said before in the beginning, if you like what you saw, please hit that like button. And again, please hit the subscribe button. It'll get you all these new videos as I'm putting them out. So, until next time, guys, take care. Thanks, bye.